Hey, what's going on, guys? Back for another one. It's your host, Lifestyle Amazing, also known as Richie Skills. We're going to go into week 2. Week 1 had a lot of surprises, a lot of disappointment, but it's an exciting season. It's very early, so don't worry if your fantasy team didn't win this week. You always can get them next week too as well. It's a long season ahead. So today I'm going to be talking about some winners, talk about some losers, talk about some rookie rises, some priority pickups too as well. So let's get into it right now. My first winner of the week is Saquon Barkley of the Philadelphia Eagles. He was going off, and all he needed is, I guess, a change of scenery. So he's going up against the Atlanta Falcons this week, and he's going to run all over them. He's going to outperform Bijan Robinson. I believe he's going to have another 20 points for you guys easily. My next guy is J.K. Dobbins of the Los Angeles Chargers. He had a big game, and now he gets the Carolina Panthers, who are not going to be able to stop anybody. Bryce Young hasn't been the guy that they expected to be. Their defense is not that good, especially now that Burns is gone. So yeah, Dobbins, as long as he stays healthy, he's just going to run right through that team. So yeah, he's a guy I definitely see having a good week this week. Then I'm going to go down to Jamal Williams of the Detroit Lions going up against the Tampa Bay Bucks. This game could be a shootout. Williams did show what he is capable of and what he did in college, and I think that he's going to have another big week, so you can definitely put him into your starting lineup. Another guy who's playing against him is Mike Evans of the Tampa Bay Bucks going up against the Detroit Lions. This game will be a shootout, so Mike Evans might get you another 2 touchdowns, 15 to 17 points. You can put him in lineup. He's going to score for you. Another winner of the week was Cooper Kupp. I think the rise of Cooper Kupp is back. He's been resurrected, and he's going up against the Arizona Cardinals, who Murray looked pretty good. Harrison was a no-show for work, and then Kupp has the ability to be the #1 guy now because Puka Nakua's injury. So definitely a guy I'm playing. I'm excited about, especially if you got him late in the draft. And then my guy I have as one of my quarterbacks, he is looking like an early MVP right now, and that is Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills. He's going up against the Miami Dolphins. This game is going to be a high-scoring 40-point game between both of them, maybe even more than that. Josh Allen will run a lot, and he will get you another rushing touchdown. Definitely a guy that I'm looking to play this week. You're not going to bench Josh Allen, but he is looking towards an MVP season, at least from week 1. That's what we've seen. And then another guy who stepped up that's been dealing with injuries in his career, and that is Deebo Samuel of the San Francisco 49ers going up against the Minnesota Vikings. We know they don't have great defense, so he's definitely a guy that I'm definitely looking to put in my lineup, and he's gonna produce for you guys too as well. And then this guy is on my winners list from week 1. It's crazy because I've never put a guy on this list before like this, but it is Jake Moody of the San Francisco 49ers. He's going up against the Detroit Lions this week, and they are going to have a scoring frenzy, and I think that he is going to have another 4 to 5 kicks in this game. Going to get into the range to where he feels comfortable at getting you about 15 points. Okay, so now we're going to go to the losers of week 1, and that is Drake London, who I was high on, so that is my fault. I don't know what to expect of him. Drake London of the Atlanta Falcons going up against the Philadelphia Eagles. Their defense is pretty good. Just don't trust this matchup, and he has a couple of tough weeks coming up. So guy might bench this week, especially for guys like if you have like Ladd McConkey or Brian Thomas on your bench, put him in over that guy. And then next guy is another young player, and that is Caleb Williams of the Chicago Bears going up against the Houston Texans. I think the Texans will pressure him. I think he's not ready in week 2 and dealing with a couple of injuries at wide receiver. Williams will not be the guy that we hoped. But maybe a couple more games it's going to take him to get his feet wet. But I just don't trust him this game in week 2. So he's a bench for me. Next guy, he's a superstar in the making, but he had a rough outgoing in his week 1, and that is Marvin Harrison of the Arizona Cardinals going up against the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams could be a tough matchup. They are going to try to stop him. So it can be a hit or miss game. It's totally, if you drafted him, you're going to play him, but not feeling too confident about it after week one's performance. Another guy that, well, they said wouldn't be that great. I thought that he would get a bulk of the carries, and that is Amir White of the Las Vegas Raiders going up against the Baltimore Ravens. I don't like him up against his defense, and they used Madison a lot last game. He got a touchdown too as well, so I don't like him as an RB2. Maybe a flex play, but not this week. So he's definitely a guy. If I have other options, I'm benching him. Another loser of the week is Travis Etienne. This week he's going up against the Cleveland Browns, who have one of the best defenses, top 5 in the league. And Travis Etienne split carries between him and Tank Bigsby. So he is a guy that I'm looking to trade, get some value for. The last guy here on my losers list is a guy that's been very good for years, and that is Keenan Allen of the Chicago Bears. He had an injury in this game. He's looking a step slow. His quarterback is first year in the league. You know, it's too many things that we have to put into consideration. So for me, he's a guy that I'm looking to try to see if I get some value for, or I'll probably start someone else off my bench. Definitely not feeling confident with him this week. We're going to get into guys that I feel like have potential to be even better than they were in week 1. And this is my category of more to come. We have Anthony Richardson of the Indianapolis Colts going up against the Green Bay Packers. The Packers do not have Jordan Love, and Anthony Richardson will be able to run all over this defense. I see big numbers for him this week. He's a guy I'm definitely putting in my lineup. Another guy who's been very consistent since he took over the starting job, and that is Brock Purdy of the San Francisco 49ers going up against the Minnesota Vikings. So it's going to be another game where the defense is not going to be able to stop Purdy. He shows consistency, a guy that you got to be excited about putting in your lineup. Rashee Rice of the Kansas City Chiefs going up against the Bengals. So he's definitely a guy that I'm going to play. I'm going to play him as a wide receiver 2. He has potential to be a fringe wide receiver 1-2 as well. So yeah, he's a guy that you definitely want to look forward to playing, and maybe even trading for if you don't have it. Second, this guy just switched teams over, but he does have a really good quarterback. Maybe it's not Josh Allen, but CJ Stroud has been playing consistently. I'm definitely starting Stephon Diggs of the Houston Texans going up against the Chicago Bears. Yes, the Bears played good defense last game, but they won't be able to stop CJ Stroud. So just pump the brakes a little bit. Diggs will be good this game. He's one of my breakout guys. There's more to come as long as his injury is not serious, and that is Kenneth Walker of the Seattle Seahawks going up against the New England Patriots. We know the Patriots are not going to be able to stop him. Walker, they want to get involved. Yes, Charbonnet will take some carries away, but I feel confident enough that Walker will walk all over the Patriots. Touchdown, put him on the board. He's good to go. He's one of my favorite. He's still young, and that is Garrett Wilson of the New York Jets. Going up against the Tennessee Titans. I think that Rodgers will look his way a lot more this game. He will have a good 15 points for you, 7 catches, 70 yards, somewhere around there. And then we didn't know what to expect with all the receivers that they have in Houston now, but Nico Collins shows that he is the real deal. He is on the Houston Texans going up against the Chicago Bears. I think all the receivers will eat on this team against the Bears, so he's definitely somebody that I'm looking forward to this week in week 2. And the last guy here I think has potential to be a consistency fantasy player this year, and that is Jalen Waddle of the Miami Dolphins going up against the Buffalo Bills. That game will be a shootout, so he's a guy you definitely can look forward to. Now, some of my priority pickups here. We all know Jordan Mason is the guy to pick up, and he's going against the Minnesota Vikings. McCaffrey's probably going to miss this game again. We don't know when he'll come back, week 3, 4, 5. He doesn't come back to mid-season. It all depends on how his calf, knees, whatever. He's getting older. He takes on a bulk of the carries. But Mason did look good in his debut as a guy I'm targeting as my first waiver wire. Number 2 guy I'm looking at is Isaiah Likely of the Baltimore Ravens going up against the Las Vegas Raiders. I think he's going to be a consistent player. I still think Mark Andrews is the guy there, but likely will get you a couple of catches at a weak position in fantasy, which is the tight end position. Of his 2 quarterbacks, Baker Mayfield of the Tampa Bay Bucks had a big game. He's going up against the Detroit Lions, a guy that you can fill in if you lost one of your quarterbacks. Someone's dealing with an injury too as well. Maybe you lost Jordan Love. He's a good fill-in. Another guy I have here who looked pretty decent last week, not great, and that's Justin Fields of the Pittsburgh Steelers going up against the Denver Broncos, are not the best, and Fields will have a field day with them if they let him. So definitely a guy that I like, especially with Pickens being the #1 option there this year. Definitely a guy I'm looking to stream if I need to. These last two picks are for my priority pickups are defenses, and that is the Los Angeles Chargers going up against the Carolina Panthers. I don't really need to say much about that one. And then the Houston Texans going up against the Chicago Bears. The Texans will get to the quarterback a lot in this game. Now my rookie risers right here. My first rookie riser is Ladd McConkey of the Los Angeles Chargers. He's going up against the Carolina Panthers, who just got smoked last game. McConkey reminds me of a Julian Edelman, Wes Welker type player. He's going to be a very good guy for the Chargers. He's a guy I'm definitely looking to play this week for sure. That stepped up was Brian Thomas of the Jacksonville Jaguars going up against the Cleveland Browns. The Browns do have a good defense, but remember Thomas is not their #1 right now, so they will probably look his way more and often in this game. See another double-digit fantasy game for him too as well. We have Brock Bowers. He got 6 catches last game. He's going to be able to put up some numbers against Baltimore. They won't be eye-popping numbers. Definitely a guy I'm looking to start if I can. My sleeper here, my riser, who I was big on all off-season and going into the season, as Jaden Daniels of the Washington Commanders going up against the New York Giants. He is going to run all over this team. He is going to steamroll them. He is going to pass. He's going to get McLaurin involved. Guy that 20 plus, 25, 30 maybe this game. This guy I'm definitely looking to start and excited about it. I think Malik Neighbors had a decent week 1. The New York Giants this week is going up against the Washington Commanders. I think they're going to be behind in this game. Going to have to pass on the ball. I see double-digit target, 16 points maybe from Malik Neighbors this week. And then the last guy here is a guy that we expected to do good, but not as good as he did in week 1, and that is Xavier Worthy of the Kansas City Chiefs going up against the Cincinnati Bengals. He will outperform Jamar Chase. That's just my feeling. I'm putting him in my lineup. But that's it for me, guys. You know, it was an exciting week 1. You got to kind of get the rust away. This week 2, everybody will be more consistent and be ready to go. It's a long season. Good luck to everybody out there, and I'll catch you in week 3. Peace.